In Joshua chapter 3, Joshua has a very special title for God that he uses twice within just a couple of seconds. He calls him the God of all the earth. The God of all the earth. And if the Israelites were wondering what he meant by that, God showed them. It was in the instructions that Joshua gave the Israelites as they were supposed to get into Jericho. There was a river that was standing between them that they needed to cross, and that was the Jordan River. And the instructions were that they were going to take the Ark of the Covenant, they were going to stand, a group of men, they were going to hold it right at the edge of the water, they were going to stand in the water, and then as they stood in the water, God was going to stop the water. And it says he was going to pile it up at a location upstream so that the water would just remain in a big pile upstream and they would be able to cross over on dry ground. And if the Israelites didn't know before then what it means, that God is the God of all the earth, then they knew. He's a God who is able to do whatever he wants with whatever part of earth he happens to want to do something with, even if it's taking water and piling it up into a pile 20 miles upstream where the Israelites couldn't even see it happening. But he's in control of absolutely anything on the earth. He's the God of all the earth. And then as they went in and they faced all the different nations that Joshua lists, the different enemies that wanted nothing to do with them and wanted nothing to do with God, they would also see something else about what it means that God is the God of all the earth. It's like there's no one on earth that's going to stop him from keeping the promises he makes his people. He's in control of absolutely everything on earth, and there is no one on earth that can stop him from doing what he wants, which is good news for you. Because what he wants to do more than anything is love you, provide for you, and delight in you as his perfectly redeemed child, because that's what you are in Christ. He is your Father who loves you. He is your Father who wants to spend eternity with you. That's what he wants, more than anything. And as you look around this world, it's easy. It's easy to find examples of what people mean when they say that this world is falling apart. It doesn't sustain us as well as it once did. It doesn't work as harmoniously as God created it to. And the people? Well, the people on earth, they are as broken can be. And we see that too. It shows up on the news, it shows up on our social media feeds. It shows up in our lives sometimes. And it also shows up in our own hearts. We look in the mirror, we match ourselves up against God's law, what God expects of us, and we know we are broken too. The God of all the earth, he could do anything he wants with us. Anything. And yet what he still wants more than anything is to love you, is to provide for you, is to watch over you, and delight in you as his perfect child, because that's who you are in Christ. Entirely by his merits, already accomplished, already done, already finished. We're already forgiven. Jesus has already gone to prepare places for you and me, right next to him, in a wonderfully new heaven. That's what he wants to do. And the God of all the earth, he's not going to let anything stop that from happening. Rest well tonight, my friends.